Hi there. Here's another video, and this video is called Your Breathing Works in Sync with Your Heart in the same way that the ocean flows over the rocks. And this came to me the other day, actually, and because it is. You know, if you meditate upon your breathing, you'll notice how it's like that. And the timing of it is like the timing that the water is flowing over rocks. Different timings, and your breathing and heart goes at different timings. Because it's the same thing, you see. It's the same thing. You know, it's to say everything is, well, if you go to the core of everything has to come from nothing. And what's nothing? Well, nothing is just infinity, all of infinity. So it means that there's there can't ever be separation, because non-existence is infinity of non-existence, meaning infinite nothing. And that's all this is, really. That's how it's such illusory nonsense when you get people who, they're so stuck on their ideas and they don't realize there's an infinity of ways and possibilities. And this is something very important to think about. Very important to think about. It's like, yeah, everything is the same thing. And but the reason we experience separation, there's a point to it. Because the point is, you grow in separation. You grow in experience. An experience is a jewel. It's always a jewel when it's one. And like this title of this video, you know, your breathing works in sync with your heart, right? It's a jewel in the same way that the ocean flows over the rocks. So they complement each other. It's like the dark night at nighttime is why you see stars, right? And there's different shades. When you go deeper with it, you realize all the different shades, and what we see is different shades of the same thing. And science talks about this as well. If you want to just think I'm making it up, well, science talks about it also. You know, that blows the God or the religion, not God, but religion out of the water. It's just nothing. And what can come from nothing? Well, all that can come from nothing is awareness, and consciousness, and that's what we are. But like I say, the duality, that's experienced once you're in a state of being aware, because when you open your eyes, you're aware of something. You see? And that presents the illusion of a two when it's the same thing. But like I say, the point of duality is to grow. We grow in duality. We learn in duality. Like evil is necessary for growth. Right? Evil is necessary for growth. But this is a hard concept for people to understand, you see. And many will not get that. But when you are going through that awakening, you realize that it's all a movie. Like people who have near-death experiences also say this. It's just a movie. It's not real, right? That's what people should think about just now in this COVID-19 situation, is that, you know, understand that fear is an illusion that your mind is creating. It's only real in your mind. That's the only place it's real, or anything is real, in your imagination. Everything's imagination. If everything comes from nothing, then that means nothing exists. It means you don't even exist. You're just awareness. It's the same awareness. And then you realize that, okay, so my awareness produced a reaction of the same awareness, you see. And so this is how you start to manipulate your reality. You see? It's like I was saying, it's complementary for duality. It's a bit like I take supplements. I take vitamins and supplements. And you know, the point that I'm making is that it's that thing about you're thriving because it's a dual experience. It's like twin flames. It thrives like the water flows on top of the rocks. It's thriving because it's a dual experience. So that's the point of duality, right? Even though it's nothing. But it's as soon as that awareness of existence comes, you have that dual, and that's when you have the ego. Because that's the thing that is saying, oh, this is happening. You know, the ego isn't, you know, it's not someone thinking they're better than everyone else. It go deeper and deeper, and it's just the illusion of existence. Because it all comes from non-existence. Meaning it is non-existence, it's not real. That's what this is. It's just this, but this has to come from a know this. It's all nothing. So that's why all forms and all ideas is all illusory nonsense, right? That people get stuck into. Once you see, this nothingness thing came in my unexpected spiritual awakening. That happened at the age of 24, under 10 years now. And basically, the start of it was nothing. I started to perceive nothing. That, you know, I started to think about that reality has to come from nothing. I never thought of it before. And I wasn't reading any books or looking up any of this information. You know, at the start, I knew it was a spiritual experience, but I didn't know why I was going through it. Now I know that I was meant to have this spiritual awakening because the whole planet's going through a global awakening. That's why the system has reacted with this COVID-19 is because of a global awakening. Because if you get even a small percentage of the population awakening, the system of dominance and control is over. And that's why I'm sharing this, so that we understand about reality. This understanding about reality is kept from us. And it's so obvious, it's so in our faces, these truths that I'm saying. I'm just stating the obvious. But because people are so dumbed down and asleep. Like someone yesterday called me evil for having to go at the NHS workers. Not them all, I'm not having to go at all the NHS workers. I'm having to go at the people that are doing the dancing videos. Right? That's what I'm talking about. But people will perceive, like I say, we are just awareness. I was saying earlier, people perceive your actions or words based on the mirror of themselves. And I was called evil for trying to raise awareness. I think we all have evil in us, of course, because everything's the same thing. But the fact of the matter is, you know, I'm trying to help people by bringing forward the truth in this global awakening. My authentic side feels so much. I feel so much that I know that that's what we're here to do. We are all soul contracted to Earth spiritually for this mission of the global awakening. But people clap for the NHS because it's that thing again where you're hiding behind your government, you're hiding behind the system, you're hiding behind authority. That's what it's all to do with. That's why people do it. It's nothing to do with, because deep down they're scared. It's the same kind of idea where people eat loads of food and they tell themselves it's good for them. You're hiding behind this this thing. It's a subconscious trauma thing where people hide behind things. A refuge. They take refuge in things. Because when you decide, when you take on what you are and your problems and your awareness, that's the moment of awakening. But the subconscious trauma doesn't want to do that because it's scared of feeling its trauma. But it's an ego illusion. If you actually just open up, that pain isn't as bad as you thought. Because when you open up, all that you are and all everything is love. See, within the nothing is love. And that's what I've learned from this spiritual awakening. That's all that really exists. You know, and I'll end on the David Icke line. Infinite love is the only truth. Everything else is an illusion. And I'm just going to leave it there. Thank you for watching and listening. Thank you.